anyway. She pauses in case I might say something like, "You're not that cute," and instantly lock myself with an obvious no-win situation. When I don't take the bait, she soon becomes more energetic and continues, "You're abnormal." Well, I didn't expect her to end it like that. "You're too quick to call other people abnormal. So arrogant." "You're too quick to call other people arrogant. That makes you arrogant." "And arrogance is also abnormal. You're double abnormal." "It doesn't work that way. It's a sliding scale." Is he signing while talking, kind of like what Misha does? Because I'm wondering, because, it's not the sign language brackets. So, and he could just legitimately sign this, since Misha's, pretty much, perfect with hers. Ha 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 ha. Leaning on her arm, Misha closes her eyes and lets out a low, slow laugh with a chuckle. Don't laugh. Don't laugh at this kind of situation. I notice that Misha signs everything I say to Shizune anyway, even though I'm signing myself. This is redundant, but it's unconscious actions for Misha. On the other hand, I can't stop. If I let myself take it easy and sign less just because Misha is back, then what was all this for? I don't want to risk losing familiarity with how it's signed either. My hands are pretty slow to speak on my behalf as it is. Hichan, you and Shichan talk to each other much more now. Back and forth. It's really funny too. Like an old married couple. Right? Right? With a loaded comment in so many ways. Although because it's Misha, I can't have it can't have been on purpose. That's not a compliment. Shizune doesn't react to Misha trying to pair the two of us up. Maybe she didn't see it. Sometimes it does happen. I've noticed. I still wonder if it's really that simple, and why I care so much, but I don't want to think about it too hard. I want to leave. I keep thinking that I'm hogging Misha's time with Shizune, and it could be that Misha cut in just now on purpose. Feeling that way too. I doubt that either of them will let me leave, though. In some ways, they're too nice. Anyway, Shizune, if you really want to know, I don't want to sit here because I didn't want to intrude. I thought that because Misha was being away for the supplementary lessons or whatever, you two would have a lot to talk about, and I should just leave you alone to catch up. That's why I thought I would just hang back. Don't worry, Misha, I'm not trying to monopolize Shizune. Wahaha, Hichan, it's not like that. You're so considerate, Hichan. Hichan is sorry and apologizes. I don't really think it's worth apologizing over, so don't worry about it. Hey, don't you both think that since Misha is back, we should go celebrate somehow? I think so. Hichan, usually having to make up work isn't something to celebrate over. No, it's a good idea. The timing is perfect, and Shizune said that the student council should have a little fun too sometimes. You probably heard that too, right, Misha? It should be fine. Actually, wait a second. Didn't you have to make up work because you were missing so many classes to begin with? So skipping out to celebrate would be kind of stupid. Maybe the timing isn't perfect, like I said, but we could go after school. Where should we go? Misha speaks Shizune's question to her aloud before she even stops to think it over. Both of them completely ignoring me. Hey, listen to me. Two-man, short-sighted student council team. Man. Wahaha, Hichan, you're part of this team too. Ah, yeah, I guess I am. Yeah, you are, Hichan. So forgetful and troublesome. I feel sorry for the girl who falls in love with you. So, where do you think... Haha! Joke's on you, bitch! Just kidding, she's not a bitch, she's a lovely lady. Everyone's a lovely lady. Lovely ladies everywhere. So, where do you think we should go? I'm laughing in spite of myself, wanting to point out how Misha seems so enthusiastic now, when she was the one who was most apprehensive about it just a few seconds ago. For whatever reason, I can't bring myself to do it, but this is okay too. After a short discussion of where it would go, it seems like the only place all three of us know and are willing to travel to is the Shanghai. The tea house doesn't look like a bad place to celebrate, especially because I'm sure they sell cake there. And cake is the most celebratory food. Got a point. I haven't seen Yuko in a while either, and neither have the girls. For all these reasons, plus the fact that it's so close, I end up standing in front of the little tea shop with Shizune and Misha before I know it. Welcome! It's been a while since I heard Yuko's voice, and so I'm surprising all over again by the energy she's put into her greetings, kind of like an extremely nervous Misha. Hi, but you don't have to do that all the time. It's just us. Yes, I do. But, okay, if you say so, Yuko. Yuko? Usually Yu-chan. Whatever. Ha 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 ha. Take this moment to glance around the tea house and notice it is empty as ever. It's lunchtime, essentially the peak hour for an establishment of this type, and yet it's as barren as ever. I don't understand. There has to be a reason for this. Shizune gently taps my arm to get my attention. What do you want to get? Yuko looks a little agitated after Misha automatically relays the question. No, I'm supposed to ask that. Is there anything that I can do for you? Just some coffee for now, I guess. Thanks. The dedication Yuko has towards her waitressing duties is sort of admirable. So is the speed at which she whisks slices of cake and our drinks to our table when we order. Then again, we're the only customers here. Who knows what it would be like if with a full house. Shizune and Misha immediately dig into their cakes with gusto. Gusto? I don't know. Gusto. Sure. Probably because they can't talk with the utensils in their hands. The point of sharing a meal with friends is to be able to talk over it. After all, it makes sense that it would be the same with them. I'm barely halfway through my cake when I hear their forks clinking as they set them down on the empty plates. It's not healthy to inhale your food. Ha ha ha, Hichan sounds like an old man. I cringe and instantly feel like I've been punched. Are you going to wear a yukata tomorrow, Hichan? No, I don't even have one. Well, even if I did, I'm not the kind of guy who does stuff like that. What about you? Are you two going to dress up? Of course. What do you mean, of course? You didn't dress up last time. One time is not a trend. It's a completely different situation anyway. Aside from that, not being Tanbata, the festival was on school grounds. Students should wear their uniform on school grounds. Clearly a joke, but her delivery isn't any different from usual. That isn't normal, but her sense of humor never was. I'm used to it. I guess her way of saying outrageous things seriously is a little better than if she were to say serious things outrageously. Wait, what? Things seriously is a little better than if she... Okay, whatever. What's more troubling in any case is I've started to associate a voice with her signing, and it's clashing with how Misha says out loud everything she's doing signs anyway. I feel disoriented. I'll dress up this time. You'll see, Hichan. Not just Hichan, but me too. Maybe I'll change my hairstyle too. Don't do that. I can't really imagine you looking differently. Shizune wags a finger and smiles. Such a quick and firm disapproval. What if I were to change my hairstyle? Maybe she'd grow your hair out and make it look like Drill's. Finally, they make a reference to her drill-like hair. She looks unamused. Luckily, I see Yuko making her way over, likely to clear out plates or ask if we need anything else. Here, Yuko, are you doing anything for Tanabata? Huh? It's like she was practicing how most smoothly ask if I needed a refill on coffee while walking over, but she had no idea what to do, been having asked a question first. I feel bad. Yes, I'm working. Yuko, they make you work on holidays? Aww. We have the most business on holidays, and sometimes tourists. I don't mind. I have to do my best. I understand completely. So admirable. Shizune nods her head in solitary, feeling a kind of kinship with Yuko, though they shared determination to be the best. Although for her, it's a matter of pride, whereas Yuko might just feel like she really needs this job and maybe a raise. The most business, huh? So how many people on average during a holiday? Well... Ellipsis. Yuko walks away and starts cleaning a cup of swizzle sticks. That isn't polite. This is not what a proper waitress would do. Nevertheless, I sort of got my answer anyway. Clearly, business is scarce at best. I start to wonder again how Shanghai remains open at all. Maybe this eclectic style of tea houses, a trend was outrageously successful before I got here, but it isn't anymore, and they're just keeping it like this while they retool. Maybe the owner is rich and is involved in some sort of bet with someone else, or crazy schemes to see who can lose the most money. Maybe I just conveniently missed mobs of customers by seconds each visit. Or maybe the place is just in front of her arms dealers. Since there's no one else here, why don't you sit down with us? We can talk about economics and feasibility. But Yuko, Jesus, Yuko doesn't take the bait, shaking her head from side to side empathetically. I've never really celebrated Tanabata before, or dressed up for anything like this. I'll finally be able to wear my yukata. Yay, yay! What do you mean never? What about last year? Last year Shichan and me and the 3-2 class rep ran a stall for the festival. It was the soba stall, I think. Yeah, it was. Yep. The blind class rep of 3-2 must be Lily. I'm surprised they were able to work together on anything, but Misha would likely be the best possible buffer for that kind of thing, with how innocent she is. Shichan cooked and Lily took the orders. I translated for them. Shichan kept saying, "It's so inefficient, Misha. Why do you have to be this middleman? As in, why is there a middleman in the first place, huh? It would be fine if I did the cooking and you took orders. It doesn't make sense at all." But I think everyone had fun in the end, right, Shichan? Shizune adjusted her glasses grudgingly, causing Misha to break into laughter. It was the old student council's idea, that's why. So what was the last student council like then? Shizune finally decides to step in again, and it's more like she can't stop herself. Terrible. That was blunt. She ends with a chopping motion as if passing judgment on them. I hope she's going to elaborate a little. At universities and some private schools, student councils can have control over millions of yen to budget and distribute as needed. Wow, really? Millions? Alright, and again, millions in yen does not translate to millions in dollars. Alas. Alright, and they are much more involved in school activities too, Hichan. From Misha's tone, it seems like this is newer to her than it is to me. The school student council was like a joke in comparison. Don't give people positions of power if they don't have any power at all. What's the point? So, I wanted us to have more and more work. It was hard to convince the school and other student council members to allow it. Actually, a lot of the work you've seen us do is really work that I took on, which is what Lily was talking about. If it wasn't for Shichan, the student council would have just filed attendance reports day in and day out. Haha, would you prefer that, Hichan? Of course, Hichan, and as soon as the workload started going up, most of the student council stopped coming. Wahahaha. Shizune's finger folded over each other carefully. It looks like she wanted to add something, but she can't find herself to. Like she said, sign language gives you a little more time to think about what you say. I guess she feels like she can't talk about this. That was then and this is now. Let's just have fun tomorrow. This is what she finally settles for. Yeah. I'm gonna go till 3, because I really want to, because I've seen the picture online, I want to see it on here. Okay, then student council is adjourned for today. It has to be adjourned excitedly, because today was a good day. Ah ha 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 ha. I'm gonna get more water real quick. Alright, Fatty, I'm back. School seems to be over by the time we leave the tea house, as I can see students coming from the school as we walk up the road towards it. But I thought they left after school. Whatever. A couple people wearing our school uniform look at Shizune as we walk by, and I wonder if they recognize her as the student council president, or if their eyes are being drawn to Misha's head. It's possible not to overhear the chatter in the air, and topics more often than not plans for Tanabata. I wonder how many of them will be using or going to the stalls that I reassembled. Makes me feel a little pride and emotion I've never felt doing something for school. Maybe this is how Shizune feels as well. I almost want to ask, but it seems stupid to want to do so. So I just hold on to the thighs. The three of us walk onto campus and then separate. Shizune's to the student council room, Misha and I to our dorms. It isn't until they're gone that I realize I again didn't ask when and where they wanted to meet up tomorrow. More likely they'll just come get you, bro. Brah, bro, whatever. Bro fist. Oh, don't mind me, just a wee bit nutty. Even though it is a holiday, I wake up at the same time as usual, on a day when everybody else is like sleeping in for another 6 hours. Take my morning regimen of pills, and for the first time in a few days. Admittedly, I let my medication slip my mind. Looking at the rows of bottles in front of me, I don't know how I managed to. 17 different medications. I feel full enough to skip breakfast after taking all of them. I'm already up, so I might as well take a walk. The weather looks nice outside and giving off an idyllic atmosphere I'd often dreamed of. It's always been kind of a romantic notion to me to be able to meander around in the countryside, taking in the fresh air. Now that an opportunity to do so, to do just that is here. I can't even resist, even though I know it seem silly. I stop at the main building in order to buy a drink, and then decide to enter it and maybe hang around on the roof a little bit. The view might be pretty cool at this time, and I'm sure that nobody else will be up there either. I've never been up there by myself. The school is quiet today, deserted. My footsteps echoing. So their school is just always open? That seems weird to me, but then again, I go to public school, or went to public school, so. The school is quiet today, deserted. My footsteps echoing in the staircase to the roof are unnervingly loud. It shouldn't bother me due to how much time I've spent in sign language class and near total silence, or working so much with Shizune lately, but it still does. It makes the smallest noises that I wouldn't have ever noticed before seem boomingly loud. I feel like I'm sneaking around someplace I shouldn't be, wondering why I'm getting that vibe. Maybe the school's haunted or something. When I open the door to the roof, I see I'm not alone. Misha leans against the fence, looking over. Don't lean against that damn fence! You will go toppling over the fence, looking over the school grounds, not having noticed me at all. Instantly, I know what I have to do. I have to put my hands over her eyes and say, "Guess who?" It's the only option. Halfway, I start thinking of how bad this would look if Shizune suddenly popped in, having left just for a second to get some sandwiches, and saw me sneaking up on Misha like this. I pray silently that such a coincidental misunderstanding doesn't happen. "Guess who? Hichan!" She says without hesitating for a second, without deviating even slightly from her normal tone. My fun was over before it started. "Hi, Hichan. Good morning." She reflexively tries to move her hands to form a greeting and entangles them